Peter Thomas Fornatale back with you from the betting ring at Punchestown. Race meeting I've never gotten to go to before because typically it's the same week as the Kentucky Derby. This year with the late Derby, got to come to Ireland for the week before. And while here, what better place than to take a look at some of the fixed odds activity going on for America's most famous race. Probably to the surprise of no one, the current favorite is Epicenter. Looking around at prices, you do see them a little bit longer than 5-1 in places, but looking at the sharpest book out there, the price is 4-1. I think that's actually pretty reasonable to what you're going to expect on the day. If we were playing buy, sell, hold, and we probably should, I'm going to call that one a mild sell, actually, for me. It's not that I don't like Epicenter. He's a deserving favorite. There's a chance that he's going to get an absolutely perfect trip, build on what he's done so far. I really respect the horse. But this is a tougher test than what he's faced before. This is a very salty edition of the Kentucky Derby. And I just have a little bit of a question with Epicenter situationally in the Kentucky Derby, in that connections have to make a choice. They can go to the lead. He's going to have to go faster than he's ever gone before. And if he runs the speeds he's been running in his races, he's going to be farther back than he ever was before. Look, he might be talented enough to handle it. I might be looking for excuses here vis-a-vis Epicenter. But yeah, at that price, I'm selling. In terms of other market leaders, we'll talk about the second choice. Taiba, the sensation, the wunderkind, the phenom. 2 races, 2 triple-digit speed figures. Very hard for a horse to go to a Group 1 race in just his second career start. He handled that with aplomb. The water gets even deeper here. This is one where I'm willing to sell again at as low as 6-1. This is a horse I'm interested in. He'll be on some tickets, but I think is more like an 8 or 10-1 chance given all the challenges that he's facing in a race like the Kentucky Derby. Let's move on to the third horse in the betting. That's Zandon. He's listed pretty much across the board at 8-1, 7-1 in a couple of places. This is a solid price on this horse. I make him much more of about a 6-1 shot. He's essentially my co-top pick in the race. He continues to develop. He's shown very impressive grit. He's still very progressive, meaning we don't know how good he is yet. I think he'll improve again in the hands of Chad Brown. And if he does, he's going to be very hard to beat. The other question about Zanden, and a horse I'll talk about in a minute, Donegal. Will this be the year where the big pace returns to the Kentucky Derby and these closing runners have an opportunity to get involved? I think it might, with a runner like Summer is tomorrow signed on, with a runner like Classic Causeway possibly going back into the spot, with the real chance that they're not going to take any prisoners with the favorite Epicenter and might just send him hard. I think closers like Zandon and like Donegal are going to have a chance to get involved. I'm buying Zandon at 8-1, and I'm still buying Donegal at 10-1. The next choice in the betting in a lot of different places, though some places have a horse like White A Barrio ahead of him. But Donegal, we'd advised backing him a week or two ago at 14-1. That's gone. He's into 10. I still think it's value. I think the Wood was a very good race. I think this is a horse that could be a little bit closer to the pace than he's been. I think that he's going to be very well suited by the way this Kentucky Derby plays out. And at double figures, I can't but want to get involved with Donegal. I mentioned White Abarrio. He's all over the map. He's as low as 7-1 in places. The best price available, a bit of an outlier, 12-1, but there's 10s in places. The sharpest book has him at 9-1. This is a hold for me. This is a horse I respect. He may well be sitting on another positive effort, another positive move, given the fact that he had some interruptions in his training before the last 2 runs. I still have some questions about him against this level of competition, going the 10 furlongs. But look, I'm not really excited about standing in his way. We're going to call White Abarrio a hold. Another one I'm holding is Messier. 12-1, pretty much everywhere at this point. Chance this horse could prove to be the best speed. Chance he steps up second off the layoff based on what we've seen from him on the track, and that maybe he wasn't even fully pushed out in that Santa Anita Derby, knowing they really just needed to run 1-2 to get to the big dance, which they're going to be doing. And I think there's a world in which he ends up being good value. I think there's a chance that he'll get ignored on the day and his price will go bigger. 15-1, that's probably the number that gets me interested in Messier. Current price is of 12-1. I'm holding. Down the line, Charge It, another horse all over the map in terms of prices from 11 out to about 14. I guess that's not really all over the map. It's a fairly tight band. I got to be honest, I love this horse. As short as 11, he's nearly a sell for me. I was expecting this would be another horse on the day. We might get 15, 18, 20 to 1. I like him. I want him on my tickets. I'm not particularly interested at the current prices with Charge It. I'm just looking at some other horses down the line. Cyberknife listed at 16. I'd still be selling him there. Smile Happy at 16. That's much closer to a buy to me. Though, again, another horse, he could get lost on the day and end up being 20 to 1. I'm going to put that in the hold category for now. Tis the Bomb would be a sell at 20. Tony Port at 25. I'd just call that a hold out of deference to Brad Cox and the job that he does. Ditto with the 20 to 1 on Zozos. 14 to 1 on Simplification. More of a sell for me. This is another horse I respect, but at that price, I don't necessarily need to get involved when I have so many other appealing options. And then bigger prices, the rest. The big price that I'm a little bit interested in, at least in terms of what they call each way betting here, the opportunity to hit the frame. That's going to be the Japanese runner, Crown Pride. I worked long and hard trying to come up with what figure this horse ran in the UAE Derby. Very, very tricky question to answer. Even if you want to be optimistic and put him where I landed, about 92, 93 on the Beyer Speed Figure scale, he's going to need to improve. But he's stamina-laden horse. This horse can run all day. And if I'm right about there being a pace, I like the idea of him coming and running on for at least a little piece at a very big price of 33 to 1. Anyway, that's a look at the early market. We're going to have a ton more content on the In the Money Media Network, both podcasts and here on YouTube. We encourage you to rate, review, subscribe, and do all of that good stuff. And keep it locked, keep it tuned to the In the Money Media channel right here on YouTube.